welcome once again to Conscripted, episode 71. Still the longest running campaign. Also, there's a weird oddity. There was like some character I must have like, I don't know, that was gonna join this campaign that didn't end up joining this campaign that I saw in the like intro. I don't really understand. It was very strange. There was like Maldronicus, and then this like character I'd never seen before, and then like 3 deceased people, which we all knew about, and then Ra. I'm very confused as to what happened to the intro, but clearly it's just broken. I guess that happens from time to time.
Could say it's like an error.
It is not dissimilar to one, yes. Speaking of errors, where do the two of you find yourselves? This sort of odd couple party of this druid and inquisitor on 2 different missions.
We are in the charred ruins of the best restaurant in Phoenicia, Banana Flies.
Yes, the terrible fever dream of a piss poor GM. Yes, you do indeed find yourselves there. But why are you there? How did you get there?
So basically, there was a person's body that was found at the tunnels in Sierra, or near the tunnel in Sierra Savant. Some goblins had brought this person's body to, I'm thinking, a city, and basically we had they allowed Niev to sit in after they resurrected her, because Niev is also from another country, and we were thinking it might be the key to getting Niev back home to Phoenicia. And so, as it turned out, this person's name was Ra, and she was here to get a book for Candor and deliver it to Candor. And basically, they let Niev know that after Ra left, that they would be sealing up the tunnels. It wouldn't be right away, but basically, if Niev wanted to go home, this was her ticket home. So she went with Ra. We went to RA4, back to the mansion, and there's some people looking for Ra, and we were able to, from there, teleport to...
Excuse me, you forgot to mention someone.
Heracles, fucking Heracles. I thought he was gone already, though.
Yes, but he showed up in the recap because he's not letting himself not be in the recap.
Yeah. Somehow Heracles happens to know basically the second I'm back in RA4 and fucking sends me a message be like, can we talk? And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Okay.
Stalker much?
Sure, I guess. But I guess Heracles did teleport us, so we can't complain too much.
True.
I don't know how else we would have gotten here, so.
Yeah.
By boat.
Give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, he can have credit for just that, a conveniently timed teleport. Making it so I don't have to deal with Tonelli yet.
Well, you all do indeed find yourselves in the charred and empty remains of what once was the favored restaurant of Niev and her companions. All around you, outside of what were once the windows of this building, you can see other buildings charred and torn apart. There are various moving corpses all throughout the streets, shambling from place to place, almost like they, unlike a normal undead, they don't seem to have sensed that you've arrived. They seem sort of empty and just moving for the sake of moving, as if even all purpose was taken from them in this one single purpose form.
I don't understand. This is wrong. This isn't What's happened?
No idea. But where the hell are we supposed to go?
Well, I mean, the only thing I can think of is perhaps my people, my family. Maybe they know something. Maybe my sister's there.
Well, do you have any idea what way that is? There's undead everywhere, and I kind of assume they're probably not gonna just let us waltz out of here.
I know roughly, yes, where they are. At least where they were.
Gonna knowledge check these random undead I see walking around.
Go for it. Oh yeah, these are plain as zombies. You feel like you could accidentally kill these things with as
Okay.
strong as you've become at this point.
All right,
If
cool.
you wanted to,
Don't
just
have to
walk
worry
up to
about
them,
these
breathe
things.
on them, and they just kind of fall over like, oh my god, too much holy.
Okay, well, that's a relief. At least these things aren't very deadly.
And they seem to just, again, be kind of roaming. Like, some of them have passed by the building and have paid you literally no mind.
Is there, like, any way I would have any idea of, like, what would make a zombie just seem like it has no purpose?
Ooh, actually, with that knowledge religion, you would indeed. So if these are controlled zombies, if some like necromancer or somebody with necromancy has control over these zombies, and they've given like maybe a specific command to them, that command may still be being carried out. But if the person that controls them is, let's say, not necessarily dead, but not entirely alive, they might still be able to exercise some measure of conscious control without being able to instruct them as to what to do.
Gotcha. So they're still here because they have, like, a vague purpose, but they're really not getting direct commands, so they're just roaming around with this sort of vague purpose.
Yeah, so you would know that there are like spells that can allow you to kind of see through the eyes of these creatures, sort of like
Gotcha.
there's a ranger spell, or I think it's a ranger spell or a druid spell that lets you see through the eyes of like nearby animals of a certain type.
Yeah.
This would work similar with undead. You can basically see what your undead see, and then when one of them would see something, it would do something. It could be
Okay.
commanded to do something or relay information back to somewhere. But it doesn't even seem to, like, it barely even seems to look at you as it moves by. So it's like they just hold it to roam. And it has no action beyond that.
So they're sort of probably just roaming sentries.
Yes.
Okay, well, fun. Let's get the fuck out of here.
As you guys leave here, are you going to be killing these things as you go, or are you going to leave them be?
I feel like I would leave them be unless there was some reason I felt that it would be better or beneficial to kill them. I kind of don't want to like disturb too much here. I'm really hoping to kind of go unnoticed as much as possible
Okay.
and make our way to delivering this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nia would agree. Like, it doesn't seem like there's anybody to save. She's hoping she doesn't recognize any of these zombies, but
No,
think-
all of these zombies are well beyond recognition. They are decaying quite regularly, so it would be very hard. Like, for you, you'd have to notice an outfit that was similar to what somebody wore, and then you'd have to like size them and do a lot of work to try to identify, is this a familiar face? But yeah, the two of you can make your way out. You basically know where home is, so you can head to your campsite. Campsite where your circle usually is. And then you will find that the campsite is still set up, although it is not in the best of shape. There are lots of not scarred, but damaged trees. Some of them have been immolated. Weirdly, like spontaneously immolated without causing damage to nearby other trees, which give me a knowledge nature here.
all right.
Yeah, so this is enough to know that they were probably doing some kind of control where, well, whatever was happening to the trees. Ra, you would know for certain, like, most likely, once a tree caught fire, they immediately responded by either, like, shielding the other trees or quickly restoring the trees to keep them from being able to be burned. So whatever came through here, from the looks of things, probably didn't come through here to destroy the area. There was probably these people trying to protect their area from things, and those people that were protecting would have been taken down simply because they were getting in the way, like a herd of stampeding rhino. It took out whatever it took out in the process, and some people were just trying to care for things, and those people trying to care for things also got taken out as a byproduct of the stampede. And that's sort of what you can see from the way that this sort of breakdown of how this forestry looks. But as soon as you get into the area, there are a handful of people that start shouting out in Druidic that Niev is back. And it will only take a few minutes before your parents will come rushing up to you. Niev, you're home.
Mom, Dad, where's Comstock?
She's not with you?
No, there was some kind of accident or something. I've been away. I've been out of the country this whole time.
We've heard. Your professor came out here at one point and explained some of the details of what had been going on. When last we had heard about things, you all had to go out to some military institution. I believe the fort up there in the deserts. I thought maybe whenever they found you in whatever they were planning, you came home, it would be both of you, and it would finally all be over. It's just you. And I don't mean to sound like I'm ungrateful. Without both of you, it seems...
Incomplete.
Yeah, well, so who is this woman here?
This is
Are they still talking in Druidic?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just like.
this is the person that's helped me get home. Her name is Ra. She serves the shot.
It is wonderful to see that there are still some who do. Excuse me, she says in Orcish.
Oh, you know Orcish, interesting. Yes.
There are many that wander these woods of your kind, that worship the spirits.
I see.
But it is rare that we find one like you that worships knowledge and the free flow of it. Were you trained at the university?
No, I'm not from this country.
Oh, it's even rarer that we would find one like you that worships Sascha and does not hail from here.
Well, where I came from, people worshipped all sorts of deities. I just happened to fall in line with others who worship Sascha at a very young age, and it was how I grew up, and I believe that Sascha saved my life at one point, and I have worshipped her since.
It's always pleasant to find more that worship her.
Mom, we're looking for someone. She's here with a purpose. She's supposed to deliver a book to someone named Candor. Does that name sound familiar?
I understand this is your parents, but in the future, anyone we talk to, let's just say I'm delivering an item.
Okay.
Candor is like the merriment and dance, right?
Oh,
That's a old human word. They use it for when they're being revelrous, I believe is another one of their word.
I was under the impression this was a person.
No, it sounds like you're taking a book to a party.
It's definitely a person, but if you don't recognize the name, then I assume you have never met him before.
No, I've never heard of such a person.
Well, so the others, the last you heard, were going to Fort Jericho?
That was what your professor had told us. That they would be away for some time doing some work there to help people train or for them to train. He was very unclear about the details.
And what has happened at the university that it's in ruins?
What? What do you mean the university's in ruins?
I mean that when we came here, we were teleported to the university, and it's in flames, and there's zombies around.
It's impossible. It's one of the most secure places you could be. It's one of the reasons we felt comfortable sending you there in the first place.
Well, all I know is that before I was removed from this place, we were investigating the Rangers. There was something to do with the Rangers, and I don't know, I don't think that they can conjure zombies.
They can't, but it is funny that you mentioned something about the Rangers. We had a very frightening looking ranger woman come in here not but a couple of days ago, asking us about some bodies that she had found, asking why rangers were killing rangers. Said she had to take out a few herself. That we knew of, the rangers were all here to protect. We even send our own few. It doesn't make sense that they would, first of all, not stop this invasion before it started, if what you say is true, and second of all, that they would turn on each other.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know exactly what was going on. We were still trying to get to the bottom of it, but from what I recall, the Rangers were trapping and killing animals and upsetting the balance. And that was part of why we were investigating them.
This other person seemed just as interested. They also seemed like they'd been around the woods quite a bit. They knew a lot of what was going on in them. Perhaps they would be somebody to ask these questions to. They seemed quite knowledgeable in a lot of ways.
What was their name?
Some jumble of words. I think they gave me a name to just call them. Something like E?
E?
E? The name had an E in it. It had a lot of E's in it, actually.
Well, did they tell you where they would be, or where we could find this person?
They said if someone wanted to find her, they just needed to go out in the woods and try to find her, and she would most certainly find them.
Well, then, I think that perhaps we should track this person down if you're agreeable to it, Ra.
If they have information, then I think that's the best idea. I don't really know this area or where to go from here, so anyone who can provide us information where we need to go is beneficial to talk to.
What happened with the trees catching on fire?
A number of creatures came through here. What you say about the zombies makes some sense. We didn't get a good look at whatever it was that rushed through. Much of it was heavily robed or clothed, but it was like a stampede of various creatures. Some ablaze, some floating, some spectral, that all came through here. Their course didn't seem like it was towards the university, but if the university was ambushed on multiple sides, I suppose it would make sense that some would pass through here to get to where they were going.
Yes, well, from what I could see, it was total destruction. I didn't look everywhere, but I felt like I felt like that perhaps that if we came here that I might find Constog, we might have more answers, so. But please don't go near the university. The zombies didn't bother us. They didn't seem like they really had much of a purpose, but
They seem mindless in some way, more so than zombies normally are, as if whoever or whatever was controlling them is not giving them commands, or just told them to aimlessly wander to maybe be some sort of lookout sentries for them.
Worry not. We have no intention of heading out to the university. We have much work to be done in these woods, and we plan to focus on that.
well, I will I will be searching for Constog, as well as I need to help Ra complete her mission. But hopefully the next time we meet, I will be bringing her back to you.
Thank you, dear daughter.
And what time of day is it? Is it like
It's like mid-afternoon.
mid-afternoon? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess then I would start searching for E
Okay.
in the woods.
Yeah, so can I get a survival check?
Yes.
Yeah. Together, you guys head out. They kind of show you the direction in which this E person made their way. And after a little while of searching, there will fall from one of the trees an arrow. Not like it's being shot, but like something dropped it. And as it kind of lands in the dirt, a figure will fall a moment after it. And standing before you is a rather well-built looking elven woman. Well, probably elven. Her ears look a little bit unusual, somewhat shorter, almost like someone cut part of the tips away. She has like strapped across her chest and back a longbow that has a very like ornate decorative carving along it, and various branches kind of come out, looking almost natural, but a closer inspection will make it obvious that somebody took and carved this from a much larger like tree and left pieces in there to look kind of like the tree was still growing out of it. Maybe it is really growing, but it looks too clean to be a bow like this if it's not still alive somehow. She has a rather long, flowing, blood-red cloak, and her, like, the attitude upon her face, for a moment, gives a bit of, it gives a bit of a sense of, like, a shiver down your spine. Why do you pass through these forests?
We're searching for someone named E. It might not be their full name.
That's not the question I asked you.
Oh.
Why do you search through these forests?
We're looking for information.
What information?
We're trying to find people. Trying to find friends of hers and a friend of mine.
Who are these friends? Perhaps I know of them.
A hobgoblin named Constog.
Does not ring a bell. How about you? Who is this person you're looking for?
I'm looking for a very eccentric man. Goes by the name of Candor. Definitely can't miss him if you've met him before.
Wears a lot of blue. Often got his head in a book.
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't know him, but I've been told not to listen to him.
Well, I mean, some people choose to, some people choose not to. Regardless, I'm trying to find him.
Well, if you're looking to find people, the best place to find anyone happens to be the fort up north in the deserts. From what I have learned from a few scouts I've sent out, there are devices there that they use when they are looking for people who have violated the law. These devices will help them identify specifically where they are and send teams to deal with them, I suppose. The rangers around here have also used it from time to time. Perhaps you could use that to locate these people.
Well, that is the second mention of Fort Jericho. We should perhaps go there.
Yes, I tend to find that when things get mentioned repeatedly, there is some importance to them. And I tend to notice that when people say that happen, they're worth keeping an eye on. Would it be acceptable if I were to journey with you for a bit?
I want to just sense motive. I just want to, does it seem like that this person is being genuine?
Mhm.
Or, I guess it's Gage, sorry.
Yep. Yeah, you feel nothing but sincerity from this person.
Well, I'm not opposed. Ra, how would you feel about that?
I guess that's okay.
Well,
Ra, you will hear in your ears, she can't be trusted.
She can't or can?
She can be trusted.
And who do I feel like I'm hearing this from?
In knowledge religion. The voice sounds familiar, but also unknown. Like when you hear the distorted voice of a friend over a phone, where you're like, you're pretty sure you know who it is, but you're not really sure you know.
Does it feel any familiarity to my very
Doesn't
vague
feel-
dream?
No.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it does. You can't tell. That's the thing about when something's unfamiliar. You can't really place what makes it familiar. That's kind of the point of unfamiliar.
Well, I do have a spell that I could use to speed up our travel. I should be able to transport us through the plants.
That will get us some distance. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of plants around within the desert, but
right.
This will get us to the edge of the forest much quicker.
Well, we should make haste.
Yeah, you can. This is how many people? You and okay, just I thought there was a limit, but I guess not. One
It has the
additional
same
medium, one
limitations
additional
of
willing. Yep.
teleportation.
Okay. So yeah, that's fine then.
Just open up this tree and step on in.
Yeah, and you can step out into the forest at the edge of you can step out into the edge of actually what'll be the swamp here. Will be the closest thing if you're going in the direction of Fort Jericho. This E person will kind of give you some direction. They seem to know the location well, and so you can step out of one tree there, and then she'll explain that you can go from one of the swamp trees into another swamp tree, and that should take you into the desert. She will advise that it is not a good idea to go through the plant life in the desert, though, as many of it is a lot of it is trapped. When Fort Jericho was designed, they created a number of plants that were decoy plants, but are still made up of the plant. And so going through the plant results in you being sort of caught in some kind of trap, either like a stasis trap or a force cage or something like similar to these things that happens to you. And then people are immediately dispatched to pick you up. It's as if they were trying to protect the prison by using, against the things would likely affect the prison area.
Well, thank you for letting me know. That would be embarrassing to be caught in a trap.
Yes, it tends to be very embarrassing for those I catch.
Did she say that she caught them? Like,
Uh-huh.
Well, like she sets traps in the woods for the
Okay.
various rangers that she's been trapping. So
okay.
she means that like it's very embarrassing when she catches people, and for them when she catches people in traps.
I got you.
That was a wording faux pas, I guess, on my part. I was trying to make that so that it was like obvious that she's hunting in the woods, not that she set the traps around Fort Jericho. Because these were, I guess in character nobody knows, but like this is a world created by Kandor and Abram and somebody and a third unknown person, as was from the session 5 air sessions ago, so 3 air sessions ago, whatever it was.
Well,
but yeah, you have some time to travel through the desert and talk.
Well, so you've been catching the rangers?
I've been trying to sort out which ones are the problem and which ones are not. When I first found out about this problem, it was something that I knew needed to be resolved, and we didn't really have time to mess around with it. There were many I thought I could trust that turned on me, and others that were so loyal that it cost themselves their lives. I keep seeing more and more of this, and these woods, they're special to me, and I'd like to see them preserved properly.
Well, I agree with that. These woods are my home. It is a shame what has happened.
I would agree. Where are you all from?
Well, you visited my druid circle. I was away at the time. I used to attend the university, but through some sort of magical mishap, I was transported away from there, and I've just now found my way back home.
Rob, as that question is asked, you hear a voice say, "Trust her. Don't give her truths."
I'm from the wilds.
You look like you grew up on the plains from some of your dress.
I have spent some time in that kind of temperament, yes.
Do you hunt?
I do all sorts of things. Hunting is definitely one of my skill sets that I have acquired over the years.
But not really your forte then.
I mean, I'm pretty well-rounded.
And that blade on your back, it seems in opposition to that symbol you have. It's like you're of two gods?
Wait, so I'm making sure that I, as a person, remember this right. Isn't my blade a Sascha blade?
Your blade is a falchion. Your blade is a falchion that somebody carried long ago, but it's
So
not
she's
necessarily.
just meaning the falchion, and the falchion that's
That's the weapon of Ryoshin.
Ryoshin. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
It's not flaming, of course, but
Yeah. Just because I wield a favored blade of one god does not mean I favor that god, but I mean, lots of people worship many deities in their lives.
suppose that is true. I tend to find that devotion yields better results, but to each their own. How about you? I don't think I got either of your names, actually.
Oh, my name's Nia.
Thank you, Niev. But what about you? Do you worship anyone? Perhaps the spirits of the woods?
I mostly worship nature, although I was also learning about Sasha at the university.
Well, it's a very unique thing to have two followers of shot from different cycles of life traveling along. One from the
Perhaps the
forest,
shop-
one from the plains.
Perhaps the shop brought us together.
Perhaps.
And what about you? Do you follow any spirits or gods?
You know, it's an odd thing that I find in the woods. When you're out there and you're dealing with the issues that surround you, sometimes it feels like the gods just aren't even listening. Maybe there's something more to all this than the gods. But I feel like I know that they're there. I feel like I know that they're important. But something just feels off about it.
Well, it's hard sometimes to feel connected to the intangible.
It's true.
And it seems like they speak to some over
Okay.
others.
Maybe true devotion is believing in them even when they don't speak to you.
Well said.
Perhaps you're right. Or perhaps it's insanity.
Perhaps. I may have wondered that about myself a few times, but here I am, and this is the path that my life has taken for me, so I might as well keep going with it.
It is again that you will hear a voice in your head. Hurrah. This one, much different than any you've ever heard. There's more questions you should ask. More questions. More questions.
I try to think back, who are you and what questions? No idea if they have the ability to respond, but I mean, it's worth a try.
Give me a knowledge religion here. The only response you'll get back is, we've shared a few potions.
We shared a few potions?
That's the response you get back.
That's cryptic.
It's like all my gods talk that way or something.
Oh my god, the gods, like, too many gods talking to me right now saying weird ass shit.
Stop being such a high level and interested in gods and it won't happen.
I mean, maybe they could be a little less cryptic.
They can't. Another thing
No.
learned in recent Mirror Shot episodes is they are legally obligated to not to be cryptic. Unless you have a glowing orb, and then they can be slightly less cryptic, but still cryptic.
Yeah. Still cryptic.
Still Cripperino.
Who you been sharing potions with, Raw? No, I'm not asking that in character.
I was like, what?
Well, they said you shared potions. I was just saying, who have you been sharing potions with?
I think they weren't saying, like, I don't think that was in reference to me sharing potions.
Isn't she kind of cute? And you like some extra time with her? That would be really
No.
nice. Look at those arms.
Mistress, go away. Go away. Go away.
So warm.
No! I have a mission. Get out of my head.
This could also be part of your mission.
What is this gonna yield me, huh?
Oh, a new experience.
Look, we've been down this road. The experiences just aren't my thing.
I don't know. This could be a one-of-a-kind opportunity.
Oh my god.
That voice will fade.
Thank God. Freaking mistress.
Yeah. Your travels can continue. I don't know if there's any other questions you want to ask.
I was trying to think of questions to ask her, but I'm like coming up blank.
Niev will say, so, of the rangers you found, you said that some are still good?
There are many I found that are still good. They just struggle against the difficulties.
Who all have you found so far?
Are asking for a list of names?
Well,
It's been a long
I'm-
time since people just ask for lists of names from people.
Well, it's not necessarily a list of names, just I knew some of them from their work in the woods, and I would hate to think of that something had corrupted them.
Well, my apologies be to you, but I don't keep a lot of names of where I go. I mean, think about it. We met for a couple of hours, and I still forgot to get either of your names.
That's true.
Names have never been important to people like me.
She still hasn't gotten mine.
Names are all important to me.
What makes them feel so important?
A name is power, it's knowledge, it's the ability to call on someone.
I think that's what makes it so odd to me. There's something disconcerting about it. People are so interested in getting names and having them for themselves that sometimes I wonder if maybe names are just a weakness.
Is that why you have people call you E?
Oh no, I have people call me E because my name is just, it's a mouthful. I'll tell you what, if you want something a little longer, you can call me Tefeli.
Tefeli.
E is just easier. There's a lot of E's. It makes it easier for people.
Well, I'm very much the kind of person that when I meet someone, I like to know their name, become familiar with them.
makes sense. I can understand that. If a name is as important as you say it is, you would want to have them all. How do you remember so many of them, though?
It's not without difficulty. I mean, the more that you get to know someone, if you're meeting someone for the first time and they tell you their name, if you use their name subsequently in conversation a few times, it tends to help.
Can I get a perception check from everyone?
Un momento. There we go.
Okay. You all roll quite well. And from the sky, you can see gradually lowering this large lizard-like creature with these massive bat-like wings that shines like a sort of orangish, greenish color as it lowers down towards all of you. I think, Ra, you're not familiar with what this is. Niev, you've seen a creature with this physiology. And can I get a gauge check from the other two of you? And Ra, you notice she seems like unconfused by this thing. Like you're looking at this thing and you're like, what the hell is this thing? And she's just like casually looking up at it like it's just an everyday thing. And she doesn't move. She doesn't like seem to get ready for combat, or doesn't like lose like her she doesn't change her stance to be a little more prepared. She seems like she almost knows that this thing comes as a friend.
Interesting.
And it will lower to the ground in front of the three of you. This massive lizard-like creature that takes up quite a bit of space before you. It will stretch its long, shining neck out to each of you. Travelers out here. Well, missed you all caught eyes on me, and I figured something must be up. I thought I'd heard that son of mine mention something about being seen again.
Oh, hello there. What is your name?
My name is Kindling.
Kindling. It's nice to meet you.
I hope that it's nice to meet you as well. What brings you to these places?
We're traveling to Fort Jericho.
Traveling to Fort Jericho. Why would anyone take this route to Fort Jericho?
Oh, we came from the forest.
From the forest? I would assume so. You look like you two, and he points to you and E, look like you live, potentially only breathe the forest. But this one looks ready for war at all times.
Yes, we're escorting her to Fort Jericho, looking for a long-lost friend.
There are many people who have many friends that fight in Fort Jericho, that learn to fight in Fort Jericho. You're looking for, I assume, is one of the brave warriors that defends this country.
I wouldn't call him so much of a warrior. He doesn't quite look like the same kind of fighting prowess that I have, but there is someone I'm looking for.
Oh. No fighting prowess. Then he's not doing well at the fort, is he? Is that why you're going there to pick him up and bring him home?
I mean, I feel like I would be very lucky if he's actually at the fort. I think we're just going there to try to get more information to locate him.
Yes. Using the all-seeing eye.
I guess. Something there that helps find people.
Yes, a design built by the creators of this country. Brilliant device capable of seeing even that which can't be seen when you need to find something.
I'm sure that's what I need to find this person.
You make it sound like you're trying to find one of the creators themselves.
I mean, he's powerful in ways that I don't understand, but I don't know that he's a creator.
Wouldn't matter anyway. They're not here last I was made aware. They've been out for some time. They said they were making trips to old places they called home. Long ago. One of them, I think, mentioned something about his own family. I don't really understand what he meant by it, but he often talked in very cryptic and roundabout ways. Always talking in... I'd call them double negatives, but they were always... They were like double neutrals, you know, when somebody says something, like, bad, but then says something good to make up for it, or the inverse. The man was very focused on balancing things, as if he was some sort of merchant.
What was his name?
No. So bad with names like Arlen... Neighborhood... No, that wasn't it. There was a B in it. Arbrim...
Abram?
Ah, that sounds right. Abram. And then Nernenhog? Something like that. I am just absolutely bad with names.
It doesn't ring a bell to me.
Well, hopefully her friend will be easier to find than this Abram person.
I'm not searching for this Abram person. He just was one of the creators. Very confusing.
Oh. Are you searching for someone too?
No, I'm just out on my morning flight. I like to take one each day just to have a look around, but I've sort of fell out of it. It's been, a few hundred years since my last flight. So very interesting time to wander through here and find
You're
all
a
of these.
very intriguing creature. I've never seen any like you before.
You weren't supposed to be able to see any like us. I'm not sure how you're able to now.
Interesting.
We were made to be secret many, many years ago. Supposed to keep us all safe.
Well, I'm not sure why he's no longer keeping you a secret, but I hope you stay safe.
Yes, there's a lot of unusual things going on, it seems.
I would agree. Especially this one you have here. And you'll notice that, the dragon has been here. There's been that same feeling you first felt when you saw E, that, shiver down your spine, but not enough to kind of freak you out. Almost like that's sort of being suppressed, but there's a little bit of, there's still that little tingling there that you feel. And Rod, you notice that, again, this doesn't seem like it affects E in any way, shape, or form. I suppose that, I should be on my way. We're all a bit unusual for here.
Well, I appreciate you coming to talk to us, and I hope you enjoy your flight.
Yes. I think I'm going to take a much more brief one. If others can see me, I'd rather not start problems.
Well, hopefully.
Perhaps I'll and he starts to wave his hands for a moment and then shifts into a humanoid. Perhaps I'll take my walk this way.
That's a lot less conspicuous.
I do think so myself. just going to be weird walking again with these. And he like does like kind of the waddle for a moment to get his like legs, get used to his legs, and he tries to take a couple of steps, and it's like watching a small child try to like not topple over for a moment, but then sort of adjusts. Well, hopefully see you all again never.
You too, I think.
Yeah, and he'll kind of wander off on his way. The two of you can continue on to Fort Jericho.
Did E leave us?
No, he is still following along.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should have said three of you.
That's why I was like, oh.
Misspeak. Thought of any questions there, Ra? Or do you not want to ask any questions?
I'll kind of turn them and be like, you didn't seem too shaken up by seeing a creature like that. I've never seen something of that in my life. Why?
You've never seen one of those?
No.
They're not entirely uncommon. They've been around for a long time.
Perhaps they don't have them in RA4.
Yev?
RA4? No, RA4 has a number of them.
I've not traveled too very long, but...
Have you never heard of the Cove of the Dragons?
Cove of the Dragons? Well, I'm not very familiar, so...
They have there's a little place that used to exist some years ago, or maybe still exists. I haven't been to RA4 in quite some time. RA4 used to have this quaint little place that used to have like a very militaristic background, but they also had a lot of people that enjoyed knitting. Seems a very odd dichotomy, once run by a man cursed with a bear form. He fought with some others to claim the land back as their own from draconic rule, it is said. But many historians believe that there are still dragons that live there to this day.
You sure know a lot about RA4.
I know a lot about a lot of places. It's important to keep up on things.
How do you know so much about all of these places when I had never heard of as many places as you have? It's quite interesting.
Just something that I seem to have come across somehow. I'm sometimes a sponge of information.
The woods? That's quite intriguing that as a ranger in the woods you have acquired all of this information.
I mean, some rangers are very knowledgeable in geography. Perhaps that was...
I mean, knowledge in geography that they traverse, I can definitely understand. Have you been to RA4?
You know, I don't quite know. It feels familiar, but I don't think I've ever been there.
How do you not know if you've been someplace?
Well, you know how sometimes you're journeying about places and you look experienced enough that we can talk like well-rounded adventurers. Sometimes you happen upon portals or you happen upon other doorways that take you to places you're not quite sure of.
Okay.
Part of how I wound up here in these woods was through one such portal.
So where are you originally from, then?
That's something that I'm a little lost on. There were a number of fights I had with followers of Thoth that wanted to eliminate what was going on in the woods from my mind. And since then, it's always felt like a lot of things are just kind of missing. Like I have gaps in what I can remember.
Can I try to help you remember more? Would you allow me to cast some magic on you?
Ooh, perhaps. I should warn you, I'm very resistant to mind probing, though.
Yes, but most of the time, even those resistant to mind probing, if you are willingly to accept the spell, you can lower some of that resistance and try to allow it to take into your mind.
Yes, I'm willing to give this an opportunity.
So I'm trying to remember. I know that Pierre and I were trying to look into doing some of this. Would it be like using my protection from evil that could help, or I forget exactly what we were doing that was sort of.
Well, I think that was a little bit different for the Pierre situation, but you could try the protection from evil. But as you're like this idea kind of comes to you, and you're thinking through like the logistics of it,
Mm-hmm.
all of the voices you hear tell you to ask a different question, like almost in unison, but you can understand what each of them say. So like imagine four different voices saying something at the exact same time, but all of it is clear in the same moment.
Do I get a sense of what? Like, I get that they're wanting me to probably ask something different, similar to what I've been talking about, but do I have any sense what they're getting at?
That's why I said you can hear it clearly. So I'm going to give you what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
The voice that sounded kind of like childlike, will tell you to ask her about her friends.
Okay.
The mistress will ask you to ask her about her lovers. Another voice that is familiar to you that is actually just directly familiar to you is the voice of Thoth that you hear. And the voice of Thoth tells you, ask her what she knows that she forgot. And the last voice will tell you to ask what else she wants to forget.
Interesting.
And you get a feeling that if you cast protection from evil with one of these four questions, that you will likely have some kind of result. Like each of them as they say it, it's like this is like a trigger that you've kind of found the right idea, and now they can speak to you an option for what you can do.
Okay. I'm actually most intrigued, I think, by, surprisingly, the question Thoth brought up, so I will attempt to cast protection from evil on her and ask her what she knows she forgot.
I can't remember who I am aside from my name. I want badly to remember so much. The thing that I forget most is who I am. I know that I'm a ranger. I know I've wandered these woods and other woods for so long now. But when I think back to anything before the woods, anything before I began searching them, there is nothing. Nothing that I can remember. Just a name. And not even the proper name. Just a jumble. Just a mess.
What's the full name you remember? I know it sounds like a jumble and a mess to you, but what is it?
It is... I'm going to need both of you to give me a fortitude save.
Oh my god. Of course.
Ooh, Niev, you go unconscious so you cannot hear the name. Like, just immediately you start hearing the name, and the sound makes your head hurts so bad that your eyes just close up and, fall into, unconsciousness immediately. Like what would happen if you got into, a serious car accident, there's that moment where your brain just shuts down because it has to try to like process all the shit that just happened. Ra, you hear you feel an intense pain in your head as you hear the name Thurfeliana Elbernarian.
And just for out of character information, is this name supposed to ring any bells to me?
If
for any
you don't
reason?
have notes about it, then no.
Okay. Yeah, I guess like is Niev coming back around afterwards, or is she still like unconscious?
After like a minute or so, you can like help her regain consciousness.
Okay.
And,
I didn't want to just ignore Niev and keep asking questions here. She's like unconscious on the ground.
And Tefeli will like be very confused, like looking at her, like, I don't understand. Is it the heat? I know that some people don't do well in the heat.
Would I have any idea, like, is there a knowledge check or something of, like, why a name could, like, make someone have that intense pain or go unconscious?
Give me a knowledge religion check, but it's just give me a knowledge religion check. We'll start there. Okay. So a 32 is pretty high. There are some names that can have religious enough significance that speaking them can produce lingering effects. So like names get attached to magic, to divine magic, and they kind of create an empowering effect around them. So like major historical figures, sometimes like their names sort of get lost, and hearing the real pronunciation of their name can have like an intense effect. Like it's you kind of feeling the intensity of their past, and that's sort of like what this sounds like. That's the best I think you can sort of come to from this experience.
Okay, I'm intrigued now. I want to try to ask her about her lovers.
Ooh, when you do this, she will tell you, I don't remember any of them.
And that was with me trying to do the protection from evil on her.
You notice that, like, this time, whatever effect gave her the ability to remember what she couldn't remember, sort of, like, seems to have wiped away the ability to ask the other 3 questions.
Damn. Okay.
Almost as if it took a lot of energy to kind of pull that from out of...
I think the heat was getting to me. Niev's going to create some water. Does anyone want water? I didn't prepare.
I should have offered you. I have... And she, like, pours a flask onto the ground that just keeps pouring.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yes, I should have offered. I'm sorry. I'm so used to other people drinking on their own that I just assumed you had it with you.
Oh, well, it is hot. I didn't think I'd be visiting a desert today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. She's looking at you, Ra.
Oh.
I'm just thinking intently about you.
About me?
Yes. It's peculiar that you don't recall who you are at all. It's peculiar of all things. You're a ranger, and it's peculiar that your name feels like the invoking of like some deity or something similar to the effect.
No, I have no background like that. I've just been a ranger for as long as I can remember, handling the issues of the forests.
How do you feel about knowledge, pursuit of knowledge, sharing knowledge?
I don't too much. I have no real concern for such things. Information is just information.
Okay.
You find that I have a lot of it.
You do have a lot of it. It's quite interesting, actually.
The fort is close. I can see it in the distance. And can I get everybody to give me a perception as you get near the fort? Yeah. You can all see the fort in the distance, and there are no guards wandering around the outside. It looks empty. Nothing. No movement. Nothing.
What has happened here? There should be guards.
I would think so too. That's rather unnerving. Perhaps we approach carefully.
Yeah, I think so.
I can sneak up and scout if that will help.
I think that might be a good idea. We don't want to walk into a trap.
Yeah. They will move ahead. And as they move towards the fort, there's like a point where they kind of stop moving. And then it looks like they're slowly kind of fading away.
Is there a knowledge check or something to kind of...
Knowledge Arcana if anybody has ranks in it.
I do
Ugh.
not.
I do, but it's very poor.
Yeah, no idea here. You're not sure if it's a magical effect. Maybe she's got some kind of magical item that makes her kind of go sort of invisible or semi-transparent. She did say she was going to sneak up there, and you guys could see her to a certain point and then not. So that might be what she was doing, is using some kind of item.
I guess we should maybe wait a little bit to see if she comes back. Maybe she's got an item that makes her go...
Yeah, how long are you willing to wait?
I'm trying to see something.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to look at some of my old spells. As she was actually walking off, I do want to, because this might help here, and I've been curious this whole time, but I feel like it's rude to be like right in front of someone, I want to detect your alignment. I'm going to detect good while they're going off, seeing if they give off.
Let me double check how detect works. Is it like see alignment? Is that how it functions, or is it like detect of whatever the specific?
It's detect a specific, so I have to say which one I'm trying to detect, and then I'll pick it up if it's there, but if it's not, I don't pick it up.
Yeah, so you can choose to detect good, and immediately the area nearby where she is, as she's wandering away, glows so intensely bright that your eyes fill with pain, and I will need a fort save.
Oh my gosh, of course. Alright, getting back onto the right page.
Ooh, that is very nice. You feel for a moment the blistering pain that is like not just staring at the sun, but the sun is looking back at you deep into your eyes, giving you a loving like glare, and you kind of like wraps its arms around you and pulls you in closer. Like your eyes feel like they're close to catching fire, but you continue to keep your eyes, and it is very clearly her that burns with this bright aura. of good. An aura so bright that you are surprised it can't be seen without magic.
Oh my god. I literally think we've just come across the fucking fallen Sascha. What the fuck? It's my current theory. But so when she like blinks out and we can stop seeing her, do I still see like
The range is only 60 feet, so you will not see her.
Okay. Well, if she doesn't come back, I think within like 10 minutes max, I want to then do this.
Okay.
Obviously choosing good.
Yeah. You can start following the aura. The aura is so intensely strong, it's not like you couldn't track this from probably a few days away, let alone the last few minutes.
I think I'm gonna fuck up some shit here, Steve, in a minute.
Give me a survival check.
I just realized I have another spell that now I really want to use.
That's fine. Give me a survival check to track, and then what is the other spell you're thinking about using? Oh god, yeah.
That's a 44.
The aura is so bright, you just get a natural 20 there.
Well, I have to wait until we get back with her.
Okay.
So
you'll both kind of reach a point where you move in, and the building now looks different. The building has this sort of like almost gray scaling effect to it. Not fully, there's still color, but the color is like distorted a little bit from what you saw before. The desert sands have sort of distorted this same color. And flying around the area are a bunch of these little like creatures, these little red creatures just kind of like moving all about the sky. But they seem not to care about you. And she's kind of slipping in, and near the front of the entrance to this place, you can see like her aura kind of weaves around, and she's inspecting like a bunch of fallen bodies, but seems to be moving as if she's invisible without being invisible.
What do the bodies look like?
The bodies out front look like various different bony or kind of monstrous creatures that have been fallen.
Okay, well, if I can see her while she's inspecting these bodies, I have to do this to see what I find out, if anything. And I'm going to look at her and cast that.
Yeah, you can cast Glimpse of Truth, and you have a tourmaline, right?
I do. I have 5, so I'll reduce 1.
Yeah. Okay. You are potentially about to fuck some shit up, but we'll see what happens. I need a fortitude save from you.
Oh, God. Please roll high.
Okay.
Good.
When you look upon this figure with this vision, you see the figure as it truly is. As it truly, truly is. You see a woman before you with a bow, a cloak, some gloves. A woman who moves near perfectly with every step. Moves with intent. She's like coming towards you as this happens. You see her, plain as she is before you.
Tells me things and doesn't tell me things.
There's something told there, because I did make you make a fortitude save.
Yeah.
Remember, true seeing makes you see things as they are, not as they could be.
Yeah. I was just curious if it would give any other, but...
If you'd have failed the fort save, it would have given you a lot of information.
Yeah, too bad I didn't fail, man.
I wish you would have failed.
With that spell though, do the buildings or anything around us look different?
Everything looks as it is.
Okay.
But everything seems a little off. As she kind of gets back to you, she'll like kind of take off her bow for a moment and say, "Watch this," and she'll fire an arrow at the building itself. And as the arrow flies, the arrow will like hit the building. And to all of you, it just looks like somebody fired an arrow. You guys saw what was wrong there, right?
I'm sorry,
No.
I didn't.
That arrow flew slow. It flew just a little bit slower. Most people would notice it, but it didn't move at quite the same speed that the arrow is supposed to move. I
Like,
fired enough of these, I thought maybe one of you two would be familiar.
oh, I don't fight with a bow.
My brain's a little preoccupied with other thoughts right now. So what could make an arrow go
Like time
slower
is
than it
slowing
should be?
down, or like,
There is maybe something to that theory. I'm thinking, like, I don't know, some kind of effect that causes a slowness in time. But
what could do that though?
powerful magics.
Seems like everything is very powerful. There's a lot of powerful things going on right now.
Yes, there definitely are.
Well, I believe I found a way in not through the front entrance. It looks like there's things going on in the front. I can take us in a different way, and I think I should be able to get us in safely.
Well,
Lead the way.
yeah.
Yeah, she will lead you around the back, kind of slipping you around certain parts. And as she moves, like she's guiding you through these areas, and there are other creatures that are around that are walking about, but she seems to like be able to guide you at just the right time around each one. And eventually she gets you to this door. She takes a moment and manages to finagle the lock into opening. Oh, there we go. Got the key. Let's head on in.
Do you think we could take a short break?
Yeah, we certainly can.
Thank you.
Be back.
I just gotta go get one kid down for a nap and get the other kid some lunch real fast.
Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. Do you actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, now's your chance. Do you want to be a champion? I mean that sincerely. actually want to be a champion? I've seen what you can do. You're good. Maybe even good enough. But you're lazy. Most of the time you just sit there judging others for their mistakes. When you know you could do better. Well, no.
All right, he guides you in through the door, takes you to almost as if she like knows the interior of the building, as if she's been here before. She kind of guides you through a couple of halls, around to a spot, and she says, "I hear the most noise coming from within this room. Sounds aggressive. I hear the sounds of battle. Perhaps we should prepare."
Yes. I'm guessing we don't hear anything.
You can give me a perception check,
Okay.
since she mentions it. Yeah, can I get there we go. No, you'll hear like the soft sounds of battle through the door, just as she says.
Okay. Well, I think then if that's the case, I would give everybody life bubble.
Okay.
Since I don't know what we're going to face on the other side of that door.
Anything else? You have some time. There's nothing here, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going through my stuff, trying to see what I have that does anything anymore, because I'm like, okay, combat on this character, what do I do here? I'll definitely cast Divine Favor on myself. And I think Shield of Faith still gives me AC bonus, but I think that's all I have that I would like pre-buff.
Okay.
I would be pre-buffing Bark Skin on myself. And I would be giving Hunter a Greater Magic Fang.
Got it. Just need to.
Let's see.
I'm throwing my judgments. Do I have to see the target to judge?
I
can't
think so.
remember.
I think you have to
I
see
do. Yeah, so I think I have to wait until I know what I'm fighting to.
That's fine. You can swing the doors open. And inside here is what you'll see. Now, some of this you're kind of going to have to forgive a bit of this map. First of all, the flooring texture was not the flooring texture that I wanted, but this map fit the sizing correctly. These extra rooms here on the sides are actually behind doors. I didn't want to deal with dynamic lighting because as of late it's been really bad. So you guys can come into this room and you will see these two large creatures that look kind of like... I forgot to get the front-facing image of them, so let me do a quick search to see if I can grab it. Make sure I also describe this really well, but visual stuff here is a little important. Grab a copy of it. Damn it, this is really bad of me. Like it. I don't like it. Better prepared. Ah. Here. This creature, I'll give you the description of the creature as well from the SRD. It is fucked up looking.
Ooh.
So yeah, this creature lurches forward on multiple arms and legs, its spine contorted into a painful curve, with its hips higher than its head. Seemingly distracted and muttering to itself, this thing rarely looks up with its glowing red eyes, its hair composed of hundreds of thin white tendrils that hang over its head like a veil. Strapped
What
onto the creature's
the
body at various points are sacks and belt pouches stuffed with bizarre collections of objects, and its rear arms wield a wide, black-bladed scythe, still coated with the blood of the fiend's last victim.
Knowledge? Religion? Hopefully?
Knowledge,
Hopefully?
das, planes, or knowledge religion.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. This thing, you don't know all the details about it, but you will know it to be a Tamer Daemon. These creatures thrive on, like, chaos and bringing chaotic deaths to people, either directly or indirectly. They are said to kind of be present at the times when they feel like a unfortunate accident is likely to befall someone. Some saying they're there to cause it, others saying they just kind of know where to be. Here, it seems like they are out to make this a chaotic accident. Let's get some initiative.
Okay. Alright, moving my character sheet a little bit.
No problem. That's weird. Why did that not
I have a
roll?
plus 12 to initiative and I roll a 3? Really?
That's okay. This initiative roll just said fuck it to adding.
But I'm trying to look at, because I have something that makes my judgments faster. I just want to know what the action is now. Oh, here we go. Media actions and swift actions are shared in a round, right?
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, assuming you're not counting us as flat-footed or anything, as soon as we enter the room and I have a chance to see these things, I am immediate action judgments against them.
So I am going to count you as flat-footed, only because you both catch each other at the same point in combat.
Okay.
So they basically see you in the doors by initiative order, less than seconds before you do.
Gotcha.
So the very first order of business from the first one of these, which is the creature up here, is to perform an act of casting a spell upon the first person they can see, which will be Ra. Ra, can you give me a will save? Yes, Niev, you will recognize this to be Bestow Curse.
Oh, gross. No, wait, I think I, do I have to declare this before or not? Is this mind affecting? Is this curse considered mind affecting?
No, it is not considered mind affecting.
God damn it! Okay, so that doesn't work. So then the only other thing, that's a skill twice. Well, I think I'm just fucked.
Okay, here's what you get.
Okay. I'll program this in as a...
I think the 50% do nothing thing is, like, not reasonable to use on players, so since that's a permanent lifetime thing, every 6 seconds you just suddenly stop doing whatever you're doing, like...
So previously I've had to do this as a touch attack. Do these things not have to do this as a touch attack?
They do not have to do this
Wow.
as a touch attack.
Okay, that's fucking OP as shit.
I mean, that's just as simple as taking a feat.
Oh, Wow.
right? Why don't we ask other players from other campaigns that are currently here in the chat all about how you can do that?
Oh yeah.
Yep. So yeah, following that, the next one will do the same to here to the belly. Ooh, and she will also suffer the penalties. And that'll take us to Niev.
Alright, Niev is going to... She is going to cast Acid Maw on Hunter.
Alright.
And Hunter is going to move in.
Maw begins to drip with acid.
And he's going to attack.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is a... wrong sheet. That is a miss.
Damn.
That is also a miss.
Alright, well, you did your best, buddy.
Ra?
Ugh. Fuck this shit. Okay. What is my... Okay, so I guess now here I'm going to use my immediate action to throw up my judgments against these things.
Yeah. Something I forgot to point out while I was doing the description and while you're deciding on your judgment. In front of you, you can see, like, slowly fading in to your vision, like, what looks like an army of people fighting with a handful of other people. But, like, not a large army, but like a large battalion of like these various creatures starting to fade in, and they look like they're engaged in some kind of combat with another group of people.
Okay.
What is your judgment?
I get 2.
Which judgment is it? I mean,
yeah,
Which
I'm just saying
judgments?
I get to choose 2. So, I think I'm gonna go with I don't know. These saves are gross, but I think I'm gonna do justice and protection.
Okay.
And then I can move 30 feet.
Yep.
So I guess I will move like that.
Okay.
And take 1 attack on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that will
I do not
hit.
have Bane up right
That
now
will still
because
hit
it's
and crit. Yeah.
I don't think I have precise strike anymore.
This is a +4 bonus weapon, right?
Yes. +4 King Falchion.
Yep.
The
So yeah,
ancient
it will
Bane.
take lots of damage as you cut into it.
Yeah, I think I got rid of my precise strike, so I don't have precision damage anymore.
All right, Tefeli will go, and she will line up her shot against this thing that cursed her. Focus on it and take some attacks. Don't have macros properly done for her, so I'm gonna have to do this from this. But first attack is a 42.
Damn.
Oh, the -4 isn't coming on. Put it in there myself. But yeah, that will most certainly hit on it for... This works. That. Make sure all the things worked there. Yep. She will take 2 points of damage, and this thing will take damage, but it's got another. She's going to take another attack. That one will also hit. Because that now has the -4. That will also hit. 29 points. Take a... Oh wait, actually the first one is 2 arrows that land, as is the second. Should be doing that and that. Third, or the second attack. They'll miss. And then a third attack will also miss. And that'll take us to these creatures again. Oh, me no like it. And Ellie's going to need to make a fortitude save. Ooh, this is really bad. What caster level? Level 17. Jesus Christ, that is a lot of damage.
Is this the one right next to me that's doing something at her?
No, that's the...
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I am doing these in the wrong order. I'll do them in the correct order afterwards, because they act one right after the other. This one is the one that's doing it to her.
Okay. I was just curious, because obviously if it's the one right next to me, I'm going to be like, is this a spell? What the fuck is this doing?
Oh yeah, if it's a spell, I would spellcraft. Or attempt to, anyway.
Or is it considered an attack? Or is
no,
it just
it's a spell. So
okay.
Yeah, you can spellcraft it. I think a 25 is enough to know that this is disintegrate.
No. Jesus fuck!
You notice that as this hits her, it traces through the air, lands upon her, and there is this momentary glow of something that happens that wraps around her. She is not dead, but there is like a ebb around her that looks almost as if reality is struggling to keep her here. The one on Raw will take its attack. First attack, 43.
Jesus! I don't even think I can avoid this using my fucking determination. That would bring me up to a... Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, then I will need a will save from you.
Yikes!
15 points of damage.
Is it mind affecting?
It is mind affecting.
If that's a failure, I will
You do
choose to
not
reroll,
fail.
but okay. But I get to know if it's a failure, so I'm definitely asking.
Second attack.
23 will miss. That was 15 damage I was taking, sorry.
Yep. Third attack.
24 will miss.
Last attack.
17 will miss.
Yes. Niev.
Okay, so E, is she like on the ground?
She's standing. She's still standing, but there is something about her that looks twisted, like, and fading.
Would it be knowledge religion or anything to know, like, anything?
Yeah, you can give me a knowledge religion from seeing that interaction.
Yeah, like, obviously, if there's something I can do to help her, I would.
Yeah, there is some sort of divine intervention that most certainly happened here. Divine intervention on a level that you feel like you not only have never seen before, but would be unlikely to ever see again.
All right. So then what I'm going to do is... Oh, you know what? I need to put that on.
I will be, like, telling you if you can send Hunter to the other one. Don't let it hit her again.
All right. Well, Hunter can't do that without provoking an AO, though, right?
Hunter can take a 5-foot step.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have Hunter go on the other one.
Yeah.
With a 5-foot step. If I can. There you
Yep.
go. All right, and I'm gonna have Hunter attack. Not like
Ooh,
that.
Nope.
Not
Aw.
like that.
Gross.
It's weird. I'm getting this error. No attribute was found for.
Oh yeah, stuff is not
It's
rolling
just doing
correctly.
a roll +1. And yeah, it's not.
It's not adding your... Oh, because the selected isn't there. What's Hunter's strength bonus?
Let's see. Hunter strength bonus.
Because we'll have to add that manually. It's having a
is
problem
7.
because this doesn't have the same sheet stuff as the other game.
It's his strength mod is 7.
Okay. So, and that's added to his attack, right? You don't have dex for him?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so technically Hunter's first attack should have hit on this guy up here. So
Oh,
go ahead and
okay.
roll me damage from that. There's no way Hunter can trip it though. 100%
Okay.
no way Hunter can trip
And then a 1d4 of acid, or no?
it. I'm sorry, actually not 100%. I guess crits do count, so it gets tripped.
Sweet.
So it would have stayed up, and that would give
Hell
Ra an attack
yeah.
opportunity.
Hell yeah!
This thing does not take any.
Acid.
Oh no, it does take
Wait.
acid. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not on the one Hunter's attacking. I don't get
You-
an
No,
The one
this was
that
the
hit.
first when Hunter came forward. it was
Oh,
on this one.
okay. Oh, well.
Yeah, that is a crit. Yeah.
Wow, 3 1s. Cool.
All right, but the other two do not. I can see what's happening. So just whatever Hunter ends up rolling, add 7 to
A
it.
7. Okay. And then the other thing is I will cast a spell. I'm going to cast Aqueous Orb on the one that Hunter is now on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It will take the damage.
All right.
Ra, at the start of your turn, you hear a lot of whispers. You hear whispers of save her, help her, kill her. It would probably be a good opportunity if you wanted to kill this one to strike now.
No.
You could have great things.
I don't want great things via killing her. That's not how I want to achieve great things. Do these voices give me any insight as to how to save her?
Nope. You feel like they're not allowed to do that right now.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I think... well, regardless, I'm going to swift action Bane against this particular, you said it was demon, whatever
Mhm.
it was, so I'm Baning against that. So I'll
Yeah,
have
Damon.
Bane up now. Yeah. God damn it. I don't want these things to be able to kill her. I think I'm gonna full attack the one in front of me and see where that goes, I guess.
Okay.
Please, game. Not a crit,
will hit.
but +2.
Yeah. That will
why
hit,
the
but not
nat
crit.
1?
Not
Why?
crit.
Damn you, game!
This thing is looking pretty bad though as you cut it up.
I'm just
Oh,
trying
actually, hold on.
to...
Roll me a D100.
Oh, God.
Okay. Make your next attack.
I only have 2 attacks.
Oh, you only have 2 attacks? That is fortunate.
Yeah.
you like cut into this, and you feel like you get like a what should have been a perfect hit, but something bends it, and the blade almost swings around, and you feel yourself like catch just the last second as you almost fling the blade into Hunter.
Ew.
Your hands must be like covered in blood or something.
Thanks.
Tefeli will take a moment and like rummage through a bag real quick and pull out and drink a potion.
Save yourself, Tefeli, don't die!
My number is off. This daemon that is on you, they'll try to take a step back.
I will use step up.
Yep. Well, then they will choose to attack you instead of trying to disintegrate you.
Alright, bitch.
First attack.
Miss.
Bam.
Miss.
Bam.
Miss.
That's only get worse from here.
Miss. Fuck off.
This one is going.
Is it engulfed?
Yeah.
Because what it says is any
Well,
creature.
this is size large, so
Right.
Okay, the fires are size large. Any?
It says it can envelop one large creature.
Okay.
It says a successful reflex save negates this damage,
Oh,
but
it's
a
the
large.
reflex. I didn't see the reflex save part. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Let me have it save. It does. So
Okay.
it's not
So
engulfed.
so it should not have taken that damage then.
Okay.
Because the reflex negates the damage.
That's fine.
and-
It technically didn't because it's non-lethal.
Okay. So, that's before it acted. I needed to know if
Yep.
it had been engulfed.
No problem. But it reflexes each round to try not to end up engulfed. So let me have it try again. It does succeed.
Okay.
Again. All right. Take your action. Or no, I'm sorry. It's
No,
its action.
it's its action. Yeah.
It's gonna take a step back from Hunter,
Hunter does not have step up.
and it's gonna try to cast a spell.
All right. I'm going to spellcraft.
If there's anything I can do to stop.
I think actually that is enough. Hunter is going to need to give me a will save.
All right.
Very good. Hunter, for a moment, started to think about going to attack that lead person over there, but Hunter sort of pushes aside that thought.
Good Hunter. Good Hunter.
Yeah.
All right.
If you have any healing, heal Tefeli.
All right. So, first I'm gonna deal with Hunter because Hunter is on this thing. So Hunter is going to attack.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Oh, yeah, these are +7, so 24s are not enough. Close
Okay.
though.
Okay. So, he tried. And then, what does Niev have? Niev has. It looks like Niev has Cure Light, which is not a lot. She also has the Blessing of the Salamander, which would give fast healing 5. But I guess I will ask Tefeli, would you rather have continual fast healing or would you rather have a short heal?
I'd rather just have an opportunity to shoot this thing. I think it's close.
Okay. Well, then I will just go over to her and give a Cure Light.
All
Because
right.
that's what I have. Where's my macro? There it is.
Excellent. Ra.
Alright.
You notice, by the way, that as you touch her, there is this unusual feeling that comes over to you. I will need a will save from you. Yeah. Niev, you start fading. But she is no longer fading. Carry on, Ra. So close, by the way. So close.
Damn. It's not a fear spell like
It's not-
ability of the Fae, right?
No, it is not. That most certainly a crit. Hurt. Yeah, this thing is down. And it will fade out of existence as you take it down.
Alright, since I only made one attack, I'm just gonna use movement. Jesus, okay. I'll just
Now's your
end up right
opportunity to
here.
get close to her.
No! Shut up! I need to go check on my kid real fast.
Yeah. Tefeli will take her shots. Attack. Ooh, that is a miss. Second attack. That is a hit. Match. This thing will go down. Two arrows like plunge into it from the one shot. And this thing will disappear. But Niev, you continue to fade, so we're gonna stay in initiative right now. Niev, in short action. As you look out, by the way, you can see that more of the figures are manifesting. You can see like tied up to a large slab in the room, slowly begins to appear this like familiar goblinoid in a chef's outfit.
Help. Alright. Is there... I don't really have a lot of knowledges. There's not really a knowledge for me to know. It would be Arcana, right? To know what this fading is?
This would be... It's a good question. What would I allow for this? I'll give you an Arcana on this.
Well, I don't have Arcana.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was saying it's probably an Arcana, right? I have Geography, Nature, and Planes.
Is there anything you want to try?
I don't know what to do. I guess I will try, and I will use Dispel Magic on myself.
Give me a caster level check.
Okay.
You failed.
Yeah, I figured.
Is there
But
anything that Hunter would like to do?
Hunter.
You can see, like, out here, there are several, like, not similar, but, like, not dissimilar creatures starting to manifest more physically.
I feel like Hunter would not understand what's going on, but he would, like, try and, I don't know, come over here and bite my sleeve or something just to kind of, like, try, like, you know, hold me here.
Yeah. Now have Hunter give me a will save.
Okay. Wait, that's me. Hunter. Oh.
Hunter starts to fade, and you stop fading.
No, Hunter!
Oh my gosh.
Alright, Ra.
So, okay, so what did we roll to try to figure out what's going on? It was an Arcana.
Arcana. I would also allow a knowledge religion from you.
Yeah, I would definitely take religion over Arcana. If needed to discern what's happening, I would use my plus 10 daily bonus on this roll.
Yeah. So that is plenty enough then to know what has happened. So essentially, what you think is kind of confirmed in this moment. Ellie is, in fact, potentially a god walking the earth. While they're in this form, they don't have all of their god powers, but they have certain securities that are in place, things that will keep them alive. One of these things is there's a way to undo them about to die from an effect that would kill most mortal people. It's sort of a protection. It can be undone with the right kind of magics, but it needs to be near godlike magic to sort of undo this, or they will fade into the afterlife. Essentially, they fade back into the plane beyond the astral, where the gods reside. This is something that can be given away if something is trying to help something else. It can sort of be contracted away from the person as a way to allow followers to keep the god in linked to the world. They can willingly give themselves to the god by touching, but it doesn't have the rules that attach to it that would be you have to know, you just have to do it, so that evil gods can take advantage of this and have their servants come up and say oh yeah, just grab hold of me, I need you to hold me here and everything will be okay, and then they touch, and now they've got it. And it has to be a willing touch from the person.
So do I know if there's any way to save Hunter from this?
You hear whispering in your ear, I know exactly how you can save Hunter. If she dies at your hands right now, Hunter won't fade off. It's just your friend's dog, though. Doesn't matter if you wanted to die.
If I ignore this voice, to my knowledge, is there anything I can do to try to save Hunter?
You actually know that voice is right. If she dies, you can save Hunter. Otherwise, without having access to deital magic or knowing some way to sort of wake her up and give her back her godhood, you don't know you don't know of a way. But you know that this is not a quick process. You have time.
How much time?
That part you don't know. You were literally one away from what you would need to get all of the answers.
Oh God. It's
not. It would have been a natural 20 for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now we're talking about having an understanding of what the gods know.
Gotcha. Do we feel like we're in any imminent danger here to take a second and try to talk to her?
There are creatures behind you that are starting to appear, but they are slowly appearing.
God damn it. Alright, I'm gonna see if this will work. I'm just gonna come up over here and just be like, Ellie, I know who you are, but you have to accept who you are to save Hunter.
How could you know who I am? No one can know who I am.
I just do. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but I've pretty much dedicated my entire life to following who I am almost certain you are. I have seen vision from the gods of what happened to you. I think I know why you don't know who you are and why you're on Earth. And unfortunately, or whatever we would call this, I feel bad telling you this because I don't know if you want to know who you are. I think you chose this life because you wanted this life. But I'm telling you this now because it's the only way I know to save Hunter. is for you to either realize who you are or to kill you, and I don't want to kill you. I can't kill you. But I'm nearly certain that you are Sascha.
You're asking me to put myself in a life that I don't want. If I understand what you're saying correctly, you're saying I came here because I don't want to be here. You're saying that I should go live a life that I don't want to be a part of.
I don't want you to go live that life. I don't want you to live that life. I know you don't want to live that life. I would do anything I could to make it so that you don't have to live a life you don't want to live.
You won't do anything that you say you could, or you would kill her now. Listen to what she says. She doesn't want to be here. Why would you let her be here if she doesn't want to even exist in this world? Perhaps
she wants to exist in this world. She just doesn't want to exist as a god.
Perhaps she didn't ever love him. Let her go.
Ellie, can you touch Hunter and take this fading back? And then I will touch you and I will take it from you. If Niev, you will make sure this book gets where it needs to go.
You would do this?
Yes. If Niev will make sure this book sees out to where it needs to go, I will take this from you. I don't want you to live a life you don't want, but I don't want Hunter to die just because you don't want that life.
Things will once more actually start to slow down pretty dramatically. If this is truly your choice, it is what I would want. What you say seems true, and if it is, I don't even want to know of it. I want to think that maybe it's possible, but keep moving on. She reaches over and she will touch Hunter, and she will slowly start to fade. What are you doing? Don't do this. Do you know what you're about to do? You're going to ruin it for everyone. Everyone. You don't even understand. I agree. You have no idea what you're about to do. Things are about to change dramatically, and you're going to be fully responsible. You could have just slept with her much earlier, and this would have all been resolved. Friends matter. You have to do what matters for your friends. If you think this is right, then do what you think is right.
I'm just gonna take out my old symbol to Sascha and hold it close, and I will reach out and take her hands.
Okay. You reach out and you take her hand.
I did make sure the book got passed on to Niev first, just in case.
Yeah, I was assuming that was part of you saying it, you were taking out the book and saying if you'll make sure this gets where it's supposed to go. And as you hold the holy symbol in your hand and hold the holy symbol close and reach out to touch her, can I have you give me one last knowledge religion check?
Oh God.
You touch her hand. You begin to fade slowly. You feel as you touch her a burning sensation that comes with the touch. You feel the energy kind of moving from her into your body, and you feel the tips of your fingers rapidly start to decay as you hold this symbol. You feel memories leaving yourself, and memories that you didn't have beginning to fill your mind. Memories lost to her as you realize what is happening. And gradually, Niev and the rest of this room that fills up will watch as Ra disappears into the emptiness of eternity. Everyone, thanks for watching.